Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Nicola. I'm a mum of two and I make videos about all sorts of things, from lifestyle to motherhood to speed cleaning and organisation and general stuff like that. So if you like that sort of thing, then stick around. It would be great if you would subscribe. You can click the little red button down here and yeah, let's get into it. So today, a slightly different video for me, and that reason for that will become clear as we go on, but this is my New Year's resolution video. I've seen a lot of discussion on Instagram and on YouTube about whether or not New Year's resolutions are a good idea, and I personally think they are. I don't necessarily call them resolutions, it's more goals really for the new year, but I don't necessarily believe that just because you're making resolutions and it's new year, new you, means that there was anything wrong with the you last year. It just means that you want to improve, and we've all got things we can improve on. None of us are perfect, and we might have been happy with how things were last year, but there's always something we can do a little bit better, and I think that's really important. So that's why I've made my goals and resolutions for 2019, and I'm going to try and stick to them if I can. I thought I'd start off by talking about how I make my resolutions. I've even made notes. That's how organised I'm being. I'll come to that bit later as well. So yeah, I think it's important when you're making resolutions to make them challenging. There's no point in saying, oh, I'm going to eat dinner 5 times a week. Not that difficult. So they've got to be a challenge, something that perhaps you wouldn't have achieved if you hadn't really tried. However, they've got to be achievable, and I've been guilty in the past of making some really unachievable goals and failing miserably. And I can understand why people then think that making New Year's resolutions isn't a good idea, because you fail and then you feel like a failure, and what's the point? Because you make yourself feel bad, and that's kind of defeating the object. So they've got to be achievable, something that you know that if you really try, you could actually achieve. And when I come to my goals in a minute, you'll see I made myself an ideal result and what I would be happy with result. So something that I'm going to try to work for, but a slightly lesser goal that I'd be happy with if I couldn't reach this one. So a really challenging one and a slightly less challenging one, because I need to start somewhere. And that's why I think my goals, I'm going to take them month by month. I've got a planner, which it's this one, which Andrew bought me for Christmas, which is really nice, and I've filled it with, it's got pages, let me show you ones that I haven't filled out. It's got things like hopes and plans and dreams and what I intend to do. It's got goals, so this one's for February. It's got February is the month that's going to be, or that I do, and then for the end of the month it's got that was the month that, so you can say what went well, what went badly, what you could do better, and I love that idea. And I'm really going to try, actually one of my New Year's resolutions should be to try and stick to my planner. I had 2 planners last year and I used them for about 3 or 4 months, and then they went by the wayside and I didn't fill them out. So that's one of my resolutions, is to use this. And yeah, I'm writing them down, and that's really important that we write our resolutions or our goals down, but I'm going to do mine monthly. So I'm going to write the goals for the month. If I stick to them, if I manage them, I'll continue them for the following month. I might add to them, I might change them a bit, I might make them a bit less challenging, a bit more challenging, something so that, you know, with any business, for example, you wouldn't necessarily, I mean, you'd have your budget, but there'd be goals and things you use to achieve that budget that you would change monthly. You would, you know, reevaluate. You wouldn't just set a goal at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year go, I achieved it, I didn't achieve it. You'd work towards it throughout the year, and I think that's really important, that we stop and look and see what's going well, what's not, and adjust it accordingly. So that's what I'm going to do. Writing them down, really important, and then reminding yourself of them, so reading them probably daily, looking at them thinking, oh yeah, I said I would do that, oh I've got to fit that in this week, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing this video. I've got to be held accountable. So yes, I am going to try my very best to stick to these goals. So I'll get into those and tell you what they are. So actually, one of the nicest things about this new year is that I haven't got a weight loss goal. Yes. I'm happy with my weight for the first time in about 15 years, and I've talked about that in previous videos, but I did Weight Watchers last year. I'm still a member, and still I'm tracking at the moment because I put on a few pounds over Christmas, but I'm not looking to lose weight as such. I'm just tracking, and I know that those few pounds will come off when I get back to eating healthily and cutting out the mince pies and things like that. But to be honest, sorry, dog barking. To be honest, the way that Weight Watchers, or WW as it's now called, works, it means that my mindset has changed completely. And even over Christmas, I did indulge, I did enjoy myself, I didn't worry about what I was eating, but I was always mindful that I didn't want to have too much. So, you know, I might have had a mince pie, and if you can hear the dog at the background, it means there's somebody walking past the house. Bungo. Shh. Shh. No talking. Right. What was I saying? Yes, so I might have had a mince pie during the day and a few other treats here and there, but I didn't go over the top and stuff my face. I didn't have 5 mince pies, which I might have done once before. So therefore, at this time of year, I'm not worrying as much as perhaps I would have done in previous years about my weight, which is a really nice thing. However, I do have a goal of trying to work out more often. I've gone through, I'm like a yo-yo worker-outerer. Exerciser, that's the word. Yeah, I'm a yo-yo exerciser. I will do it intensely and then not do it at all. And I work in health and fitness, have done all my life, and that's probably not a good thing to admit. I'm not an instructor or anything, but yes, so my goal this year, and certainly for this month at the moment, is to work out 5 times a week. And that's only a short workout. I'm doing Lucy Wyndham-Reid. I'll link her below if you haven't checked her out before, but she's brilliant, and she does lots of 7-minute workouts. And 7 minutes, actually I do it twice, so I do 14 minutes, is great for me at the moment. I can't do any more than that. I can't fit in a lot more than that. I'm actually getting up 15 minutes earlier, well, about 20 minutes earlier now, and doing it straight away when I get up in the morning. I'm saying I'm doing it, I've done it twice so far, so we'll see how it goes. But the idea is that I'm going to do that Monday to Friday, get up 20 minutes earlier, do my workout, get it out of the way, and then carry on my day as I did before. So it's not going, I've got to fit it in anywhere else where I struggle to fit in. We have a very busy life, I have a very busy day, I work from home, but I work full time from home, so that makes things a little bit more difficult when it comes to fitting things in, because when I'm at home, I'm generally working, so there isn't any sort of stop time. So get up, do my workout, get done. So my ideal challenge and goal is 5 times a week. I'd be happy with 3 because that's more than the 0 I was doing before. But we'll see how it goes. Ideally, I'm going to carry on and do 5. And if I come to a month down the line and I've done those 5, and I'm going to do an update video probably every month to tell you how I'm getting on with these goals, then I'll be really happy. So that's resolution number 1. Resolution number 2 is to do with YouTube. So I started YouTube about 18 months ago, and it really is a hobby. It's not a business, it's not a job for me. I wanted it to be, but I had other jobs and it just didn't, I couldn't fit it in. So I've done a video here, a video there, whenever I've had the time to do one or fancied doing one. Now I'd like to be able to take it a little bit more seriously and to grow my channel. I want ideally to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and I think that's really achievable. I think I could do that, but I know I need to be doing more regular videos, and hopefully if you're subscribed to the channel then you'd like to see more regular videos. So I am going to commit to posting, or try to commit to posting 1 video per week. Now I know that, you know, lots of YouTubers will do 3, 4, 5 videos a week. I can't commit to that. As I said before, I work full time in another job, and actually that job is in social media and digital marketing. I'm on a screen all day, so to then film a video and then sit on the screen and edit it, it just means more time sat at my desk in front of my computer. So once a week is achievable, I think. If I manage 3 a month, I'll be happy with that, but I'm going to try once a week. I've got lots of content planned, lots of things I want to do, and there are so many things that I've wanted to video in the past and just haven't got around to it because I haven't planned it in advance. I've left it too late, and then by the time I've had the time to do it, the moment is gone. For example, I wanted to do a Christmas house tour. I spent a lot of time making the house look really lovely over Christmas. I thought, oh, it'd be really nice to do a tour video. Didn't do it, just didn't do it, left it too late, and by the time I thought, oh, I need to do that, I thought, oh, it's too late, no one's going to want to watch that now, so I didn't do it. So by planning these videos in advance and knowing when I'm going to do them, allowing myself a slot every week to film it, then the chances are it will happen, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So that's YouTube. So grow my subscribers to 1,000 by the end of the year and film 1 video per week, or 3 a month at worst. I did also, and I have written this down, but I think I'm going to struggle with this one, and that is to write a blog post a week as well as a YouTube video a week. My blog I started 3 years ago, and I am so proud of it. I have worked so hard, and actually having that blog and that website has enabled me to do the full-time job that I do now and to gain the knowledge to be able to do that job. So it has been invaluable, and I love it with all my heart. It's my little baby, it's my little corner of the internet. I love it. However, it takes a long time, not just to write a blog post, but to then promote it afterwards and get people to read it. And realistically, I just don't know whether I'm going to have the time to do that every week. So in my head and my heart, I would love to do a blog post every week. Realistically, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that. So I'm going to change this goal already and say I'm going to aim to do 1 per month. I did a series of Monday motivation posts, which I really enjoyed doing. They were fairly quick, and I churned them out I wrote them every Sunday or Friday, Saturday or Sunday, ready for Monday morning, and they went out on a Monday morning, and then I promoted them during the week, and that wasn't too difficult, but I felt they were getting a bit stale at the end, so I stopped them in order to write more interesting content. And since then, I think I've wrote 2 blog posts, and that was in June, so we're now in January. So I think I either start an easy weekly post that I can do, or leave it and just write when the mood takes me and write posts that I am passionate about, and I think that's probably what's going to happen. But it costs a lot to host my blog, and I want to make it good value for money for me and worth it, so I've got to write something. So that's number 2. Number 3, oh sorry, that was number 3. So number 4 is to attempt to organise my day better. And as I mentioned before, I work full-time from home, and that's not for myself. I work for a company, so I have to fulfil a certain amount of hours, or a certain amount of work anyway that I do. And it can be very difficult to either find myself too immersed in the work and therefore do nothing else, or to get very distracted and not do enough work and end up doing other things within the house that I want to do, and then having to make up the time and do work in the evening or at the weekends, which I really don't want to do. So it's to try and organise my day better, and I've done that by planning in half-hourly and hourly slots basically, and giving myself time to sit and work, and then time to have a break, and scheduling in those breaks, scheduling in time to clean, scheduling in time to walk the dog, to have lunch, and things like that, so that I know if I stick to that, I've done enough work and I don't have to worry about that. And because I'm fairly conscientious, I like to know that I've done enough, and also that I haven't done so much that everything else has got left by the wayside. And I'm trying to do I've joined Team Tom. If you like the Organised Mum method, I'll link her below as well if you're interested. But I love the way that, oh, the dog's going to go mad in about 3, 2, 1. as I was saying, I like the way that there are little jobs to do every day that make housework simpler, more straightforward, and allows me to keep on top of it rather than do nothing at all during the week and then spend my weekends cleaning the house all day. And you might think, just don't bother, don't clean the house. But I like to live in a clean and tidy house. It's just, I'm here all day, every day, and if it's messy and dirty, it's not a comfortable place to be. So yeah, it's important to me to keep on top of the cleaning and the tidying. And also I've devised a little plan for the children as well to help them be more involved, and also for the jobs that they have to do them without being asked. I might be asking a little bit too much, but even not necessarily chores, but things like homework and reading and music practice, scheduling them in on days that I know they've got time to do it, and then writing it on a timetable so that they know they've got to do it and they just do it. And I mean, homework for my daughter, she's only 8, so she generally needs a bit of help and a bit of encouragement. My son's 14, he does his without being asked, and that's great. He's always been very good at that. Whereas violin practice is more of a challenge. He's at that age where he'd probably rather give it up if he could, but he knows he wants to do music and he knows that he needs to carry on with it, really. So it's just a bit of a challenge to practice, and it's not a novelty anymore. So he needs a bit of help with that. So just reminding him on the days when he can do it and when he needs to do it, and by writing that down and getting him to tick it off, is a help for me, because it just means I don't have to think about it. I don't have to remember to ask him. And things like making their beds, I've always just done it. Well, there's no reason why they can't do it themselves. So that's on their list. What else is on? I'm just looking up because it's up on the wall over here. Yeah, things like feeding the hamster, cleaning out the hamster for Phoebe, yeah, making her bed, doing her flute practice, tidying the playroom and things like that. So I've written those, and I've been meaning to do this for a long time, is to writing them, printing them out, putting them on the wall for them so that they remember. And it just takes those things off me. It means I don't have to worry about it. I know that they know that they've got to do it, and hopefully in time they will just look at it. What have I got to do? Oh yeah, I've got to do that, and they'll do it. So that enables me to organise myself better and gives me more time. So yeah, organising my day better is going to be key really this year, and getting, I mean, I've got used to, over the last 11-12 months, working from home full time, and I just need to tweak things here and there to make it a bit more efficient really for me. And I think that was everything on my list. Those are all my resolutions, so not too bad really, and things that I know that I can do, and I just have to make sure I do, and I've got to be accountable, which is why I've done this video, and writing them all down and making sure I stick to them. I'd love to know if you've made any resolutions or goals for 2019, and if so, what they are. Comment below, let me know, and let me know how you're getting on with them, and I will see you next week in another video. Please give this a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe as I mentioned before, and see you next time.